Let me explain to you why I can call MAGA white trash, okay? So I went to college at Texas Christian University, and in those classes, and you don't need to go to college to learn this, we learned about what's called systemic racism. That means white people are the majority and they're in power, and they write laws and have built into the infrastructure and the economy, the laws, the economy, the way of life, society, injected racism to the point where you can't get it out unless you forcibly remove it. You know, you have to go into all these little local areas and remove all their racist ass laws. You have to go into the prison system and determine who's all in there because of racist laws. You have to go in and weed out a bunch of subverted racist cops out of police departments that have history of discriminating against specifically people of color. When you have a systemic problem, that means that there's people in power that are abusing a minority class. Black people, people of color. Minority being 16% of the population or whatever the number is, compared to 40-something% white, and all the laws were written by white people, and all the wealth and real estate is controlled by white people. Most all of the education systems are used by white people. All the power structures, that's what I'm talking about. So I know I can't really technically explain systemic racism to you, but that's my best try. You motherfuckers on threads that are just obviously Russian MAGA trolls trying to spread chaos, I'm sick of fucking replying to you there. Y'all clowns didn't go to college. They demonized college. We learned this in college. You can learn it elsewhere. There is more than enough public proof out there. Your willful ignorance is insulting as fuck. All right, so my phone died, so it's on its charging dock, but I was arguing with some MAGA Russian trolls on threads, and they didn't understand what systemic racism is, so I figured I'd just make this video because I'm sick of fucking talking to these fucking idiots. Obviously they're there to spread chaos, cause division, and I don't want to engage with them. I'm going to get on with my day, but before that, I figured I'd at least try to put something out there that may help. They're disingenuous. More than likely, they know all this, and they're just paid to act as contrarians. The reason why I can call people who purport systemic racism white trash is because I may make a racially discriminative comment there, but it's not racist. For something to be systemically racist, the people that are saying it have to be in power. When the education systems, when the laws, when the economy has been built around a majority class that's a different race, and they wield power against a smaller minority that's a different race. That's what we're talking about. The power that the majority race has. And then they inflict pain, persecution, systemic racism built into the prison system, the economy, the education system. It suppresses black people. When you're a white person not understanding this, all the problems that you have, it would be like that, plus even more so, because you'd be more likely to be arrested by police. You'd be more likely to be shot by police. You'd be more likely to be put in jail and incarcerated by police. So you're less likely to, get jobs in certain situations due to people like Trump back in the day. You're less likely to get housing. When I'm talking about systemic racism, you have to be in power. A black person can't be racist towards a white person in the United States by definition, because black people aren't in power, and they weren't in power, and they didn't have systemic laws written against white people. It was the other way around. White people had that against black people. You can't say that black people are racist in America against white people. They might be racially discriminative, but they can't be racist, because we're talking about the power structures. And I just don't think you guys understand. I think you guys are confusing being racially discriminative, conflating that with racism. While they're both, I mean, they're similar, or they kind of overlap in a lot of cases, but they're not the same. Otherwise, they would call those things the same thing. That's what we learned in college. Specific nuanced definitions and why there is a delta between, different words. That's what we would study in college. It's the delta between these words that are similar. And why there is a delta. And if you don't know what a delta is, maybe you shouldn't be fucking commenting on fucking threads. Like, whatever questions you throw at us, type it into the fucking goddamn search engine first. Get a baseline understanding. If you can go from there and get a primary source to verify what that Google search did, then you're on the right track. If you can't find a primary source for that, then you need to keep on digging.